A refugee camp in northern Afghanistan, filling up with frightened people. They have fled to comparative safety as the Taliban continues to gain ground in other parts of the country, claiming territory and control as international forces complete their withdrawal. The violence is getting worse, and the UN is warning of an imminent humanitarian crisis.
There was war. Bombs were being dropped. My father was killed there, and a lot of my relatives were killed as well, and we had to flee. I was responsible for my children, and I didn't want them to be killed, so I came here with my elderly mother.
Up until this point, the Taliban have been advancing easily through rural areas. But now they have their sights set on 3 major cities, pushing to re-establish an Islamic emirate. Lashkar Gah is particularly vulnerable right now. It is the capital of Helmand province and where many US and British soldiers lost their lives. Kandahar is being targeted too. Tens of thousands of people have already been displaced. In Herat, Afghan special forces have been deployed, and it's believed civilians have been mobilized to take on the militants.
In 3 provinces, the security situation is critical, especially in Lashkar Gah. The enemy has some movements. Security and defensive forces are planning to intercept the enemy's movements first, then build defensive lines and later launch offensive operations.
With no peace deal in sight, Afghan citizens continue to suffer. This hospital bombed by Afghan forces who believed Taliban fighters were being treated there.
Our hospital was bombarded, but there were no Taliban in the hospital. There were only 6 staff members from a total of 40 staff members working with us, and they were pharmacists and nurses, and 2 of our nurses were wounded. A patient's caretaker was martyred, and another patient's caretaker was wounded.
And a few days ago, the UN office and its staff were also caught up in the fighting. By September, almost all foreign troops will have left Afghanistan. If its government cannot find a way to fill that gap and quickly, the future for this troubled country and its 38 million citizens is far from certain. Hannah Thomas-Peter, Sky News.